Oh, I cut on the TV and there it was, the O Wrestling Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I am your host, CW. Make sure to hit that bell on YouTube and subscribe to the podcast on any and all podcasting platforms. Let's talk about championship title defenses, like people's records, what it means, and how can it be better. I brought this up in an earlier episode, but I never really understood why anyone celebrated so fervently someone like Ric Flair's, number of wins, how many times he's won the title, 16 time or 15 time. I'm the 5-time WCW champion. I'm the 5-time WCW champion. John Cena's, epic run as champ. He's won so many titles. He's going to tie Ric Flair. If you are a 16-time world heavyweight champion, that means you lost the belt 15 times. That means you are a bigger loser than you are a winner, because losses count a lot more. My question is, how do you think that makes you look if you lose the belt 16 times? If you're like a 17-time champ, you had to lose it a bunch to win it back. I think on one of the Up Down Down episodes, when Kofi Kingston won the Up Down Down championship, he said you have to lose it to win it, or something like that. He's like, you have to lose it so you can get it back. You can get back on top. It's like, I understand that is kind of the nature of the business, but it's not very lauded, right? I think it should be less like how many times you've won it and more how many times you've defended it successfully. So all those title defenses in between the losses are the stat. That is a much stronger stat. Now, how do you promote that? That's that's the rub. You have to figure out how to present that data in a meaningful way. I don't know if you're saying, 10 title defenses, 1 loss or something like that, or, Ric Flair winning the belt 16 times does come with, he beat a bunch of people in between those 16 times to keep the belt. His run of 16 or whatever, I can't remember exactly if it was 16, but he beat up a bunch of people for decades in between those losses. He always got the belt back. But if you're a one-time champ and you've defended the belt 16 times, isn't that a better stat? It's like, I won the title once. I held it for 4 years. I beat up everybody. No one could take it from me. And then I lost it. I'm a one-time champ with 17 successful defenses. Is a better stat than saying I've won this belt 16 different times. It's not even consecutive. So my thing is, should we start, and of course this is not going to happen, should we start calling people by their defenses and not their title wins? That's the whole kit and caboodle, because Roman Reigns at this point, I think he's been champ before twice, right? I think he's won the heavyweight title maybe 2 times or something like that. I can't remember. Again, I don't know stats like that. I'm just a dude. I don't follow stats. But knowing that he's held these 2 titles now for over 900 days, which is a great stat for WWE to push on people, saying, look, he's had this belt for this long, versus this is his 3rd title reign. That's not as spectacular, I suppose. But if they were to just then say, on the road to 1,000 days as champion, Roman Reigns has defended his title 10 times, and every time, the competition has fallen before him. And then kind of in that stat, promoting the quality of talent that he beat to hold on to the title. Again, better stat than a 16-time world champion. If you're going to show me, this guy beat Brock Lesnar to hold on to these titles. He beat, Sami Zayn. He beat, hopefully, Cody Rhodes. He beat whomever. This high caliber talent. Bobby Lashley. He friggin' beat up The Miz. He took the belt from, who is it? Not Sheamus, the other one, Drew McIntyre, right? He beat Drew McIntyre for it, or did Drew McIntyre lose it to someone else? I can't remember. The past 3 years have been a blur, but having that stat, like a list of victims on a trophy or something, would be, I mean, a fantastic way to make his heel run even heelier if he was just started wearing the names of all his victims on his belt. Talk about heat. What about a champ? What about a champ in Roman Reigns' position of, having the title for an extremely long period of time, who, because of the storyline, is beating up all the top people in the company? Again, that's why I think he's leaving after, he loses that title. He already beat everybody, so what's the point? There's nowhere else to go. Anyway, if you had like a vignette, like every week or something, he would come out with, a list of people that he beat, and he would just say it into the mic. He's like, and then I beat Brock Lesnar for this title, and he came back for more, and I beat him again. Who else? And then he just starts recanting his 900-day reign as champ. That's a great heel move, especially when you just like crap all over the baby faces in the company by saying, and then I beat this person. That was embarrassing for them. I got a call from their family saying, well, just crying, and why did you do that to my dad, and blah blah blah. And I hung up on his kids because they're not my kids, and I don't talk to kids. Get out of here. And then I beat him up outside his own house, and it was embarrassing, and his neighbors called the cops on him because he was such a loser. They wanted him out of the neighborhood. So let's say Jericho had the list in, which he'll never do. If he had the list in AEW and he just did that, the list just became a list of victims on his road to being the greatest champion of all time. I think that would be great. Again, it's hard to sustain, and long-term 1,000-day title reigns aren't just handed out. Again, it's better for a champ to work their way up and then hold the title for a longer period of time versus just constantly dropping it and going back to get it. It's clumsy, And again, not taking any shine away from someone like Ric Flair. I know I keep mentioning him because he's the only one I kind of know his stats. But let's say like a John Cena, like he was on top of the company for so long, but they had him lose the title a bunch. And when you look at someone like, Kofi Kingston, who held the title approximately one time. He defended it, 3 times or something like that? I'll take that stat of him, having the title once, defending it 3 times successfully, and then, obviously getting absolutely buried by Brock Lesnar. And then Brock Lesnar held it for a very, very long time and buried everyone in his path. Again, a good storyline. And I still maintain that the 2020 Royal Rumble, with Brock as champ, entering at number 1 and throwing out the competition, is still a fantastic story for the champ. Saying, like, it doesn't matter who comes into this Rumble, I'm tossing everybody out. And obviously it ended with, what's his name? Drew McIntyre kicking his face off out of the ring and then beating him at the quiet WrestleMania of 2020. But there was a good end to that story. And I don't know. I think championship reigns should be, we need to change that stat. We need to fix it. What do you guys think? I mean, do you like calling someone a 16-time champ, a 15-time champ, a 10-time world heavyweight champion, the undisputed, unbridled, unrepresented champion of the world? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for listening. This was a more rambly version of the episode, which, I mean, they're all kind of rambly, but we ramble together because you like wrestling, I like wrestling, and most of all, we're friends.
I'm your friend, but if I ever see you in the ring, I can beat you. Don't you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah.